Okay, I assume that you already watched this video tutorial, variance and standard deviation. So let's just go to the practice. Okay, so an SCI is basketball player who regularly shoots sets of 2 free throws. And suppose that each shot has probability of 0.7 of being made, and the results of the shots are independent. So first we first have to define random variable x, and x being a number of shots that she makes in a set of 2 attempts, right? So this is the table, right? And the questions ask you to find the standard deviation of the random variable x. X being a number of shots, right? Number of shots that Anastasia makes in a set of 2 attempts, right? So that's the definition of the x. Okay, so first we have to use the formula, right? To find the standard deviation, we first need to find the variance of x, the random variable x, right? So the variance of x, right? So variance of random variable x is equal, right? And the formula, right? The formula, it's as you can see, sigma. The sigma means a sum, right? And xi minus mu x. The mu x is a mean square times the probability of I. Okay, so that's the formula. So that's the formula, right? So you know that sigma, it's the sum, and I, it's starting from 1 through n, right? And so if I want, okay, so this is like abridged formula, right? So if I just want to write a full formula, I is equal to 1 through n, right? Xi is the value of the random variable. So the xi minus the mu x, this is a mean, right? So this is the mean. So this is a mean, right? And then square times the probability when random variable x is equal to xi, right? So in our case, in this example, right, as you can see in this example, if you look at the table, we have the three values, right? So n, in our case, is n is a 3. So let's just write the table. So x being number of shots made, right? Number of shots made, and then 0, 1, and 2. And the probability of x is 0.09, 0.42, 0.49, right? And so let's see, get another hints. I think in this case, its mean is 1.4, right? So this is given by, we can find the mean, but in this case, they're already given, right? So 1.4, okay. So so this is a table, right? And the good thing is the mu x, the mean of random variable x, is given, which is 1.4. Or we can find this, right, using the formula that we previously learned. Okay, so so basically to find a variance, we must know the mean, or we have to find the mean to find the variance. So according to this formula, right, we know that its I is equal to 1 through 3, right? And then if I just expand this formula, we have n is 3, right? So let's see, xi mu x square, the probability that x is equal to xi, right? And I is being 1 through 3. And so this is equal to what? X1, so I becomes 1, right? X1 minus mu x, which is 1.4, right? Which is 1.4. And we know that it's a square times the probability that is x is equal to what? X1, right? The probability that is x equal to x1 is what? As you can see in this table. Okay, so first of all, okay, so let's just expand this. X2 minus mu x, that probability that is x is equal to x2, right? Plus, this is summation, right? And x3 minus mu x multiplied by when the probability is x is equal to x3, right? So we know that this is like summation, so it's plus, right? Because the sigma, really it's adding all the elements, okay? So x1 in this case is the value of the random variable x, which is what? 0, right? So the 0 minus, we know that it's the average is given 1.4 square, that when x is x equal to 1, when there's 0, the probability is 0.09, right? And let's take a look at this. When x2, x2 is this one, right? The value of the random variable x. So it's 1. So 1 minus 1.4 square times when the probability of the when the x is equal to 1, which is right, then the probability is 0.42, and then plus, let's find out this one, x3 it's 2, right? So 2 minus 1.4 and then square, right? And then the probability of x being x3, which is 2, is 0.09. Okay, so that's the formula. And the answer is, I'll just skip this part. So if you just plug this number in, the variance is what? 0.42. So 0.42, right? So variance is 0.42. To find the variance, to find the standard deviation, so we use the notation, the sigma, and then this is like random variable x of standard deviation, right? This is equal to root of variance x. So that's the formula, right? So the answer is, we have 0.42, right? So the answer is, if you calculate this, the answer is roughly 0.648, right? So that's the answer. So I want you to, so in summary, right? What you have to understand or should know is the formula of the random variable of x, right, is pretty much this one. When I is 1 through n, right, xi minus mu x, this is a mean of random variable x, times the probability when the value of the random variable x is xi, right? And if you just expand this, we have pretty much have this formula, right? And then finally, the standard deviation of the random variable x is square root of variance x, right? So that's another formula that you should know. Okay, so let me just end my lecture here.